Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and we're down here at the Peppermill, which is absolutely fabulous. Obviously in Las Vegas, on the Strip, having a fabulous time. I have Pace Brown with me. Now, Pace Brown apparently is a rapper, so we might get a little bit of rapping from him. I'm not quite sure, but I don't usually let anybody know. Pace, I don't normally let people know you're going to rap, but I'm giving you a few minutes of thinking about it.
Oh yeah, I sing and I rap. So
You sing,
yeah, I'm
you
an
do-
R&B singer
You're an R&B singer,
and I rap.
and you rap as well. Which one do you like best?
I do like singing more. I mean, I'm a very emotional person.
Okay.
I'm a Gemini as well, so like I mean.
What's this Gemini thing today? Everybody's a
Yeah.
Gemini. So when's your birthday?
June 6th.
That's my mother's birthday.
Yeah.
This is really quite ironic. A gentleman I had on, he was the day before my birthday. And the other guy, his birthday was June 8th, which is my stepdaughter's birthday. And now you're on my mother's birthday,
Oh goodness.
June 6th.
See
Wow,
how things
you
work
see?
out?
It's funny how things happen. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean.
So are you singing in Vegas or are you singing everywhere? What's going on with you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm from New York. I was born and raised in Harlem, New York.
Harlem, New York. I always
Yes.
remember being taken to Harlem.
Oh yeah, that's.
But
my
that was
stomping ground.
before they cleaned it up.
It's
they
kind of
clean-
cleaning up. It's kind of cleaned up. I mean.
But isn't Harlem Harlem? I mean,
Yeah, I
isn't it
mean, there's
kind
some
of a-
parts
isn't
of
it a-
Harlem that'll never change.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I would say it's a good and a bad thing because I mean with gentrification going on, I mean it's kind of hard to keep certain things like those things that will be nostalgic. And
That's
will
what I
bring
was
those
thinking,
things-
because we
it's-
always-
some of those things are wiped out, but there's certain parts. I mean, you look at like 142nd Street or stuff like places like that in Harlem that'll never change, and that
I think that's
keeps
kind
you
of like
grounded.
an old tradition. I mean, but I don't know about the people that live there, whether they would obviously like it better for themselves and to maybe
I mean,
move out.
you ask them, they like to keep it the same.
But I was going to say, there are probably people living there that would like to have it exactly the same as what it is.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that we think, oh, they want to live somewhat better, or they want this, or they want that. Well, some people just
they're
don't want
comfortable.
that.
They're comfortable with how it is, and I mean, sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing because some things you need to grow, so you need things to change.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you need that history, so you always need your history to know exactly what was there, so you don't make those same mistakes.
Mistakes again. But also, it's probably better for someone if they want to change something to move out of Harlem, like
Yeah.
you have, and create your world. How hard was it from living in Harlem and sort of being given the encouragement to do what you wanted to do?
I mean, it was growing up
hard?
in Harlem. It was very difficult for myself because back at the time, I mean, now there's like just like an abundance of like black skateboarders and stuff like that. Kids that thought differently, creatively, that had unique thoughts, and there wasn't much space for that back then when I was growing up. I mean, I'm 33 now, so.
Cool, you look
So
good
yeah, I
for
was born
33.
yeah, I was
Hello.
born in '85. So like, I mean, back
Wow.
then it wasn't. It was a lot of like gang violence. It was just really hard. Everything was like tough, and
Did you
it
have
wasn't
to
minded,
stay in like
narrow-minded.
a certain group, otherwise something would happen to you?
You kind of want to stay in certain groups. You kind of got to stay in certain blocks that you don't belong in because even though like Harlem is Harlem, like New York is very segregated.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like you like if you're not really from this area,
Then don't go there.
This is not where you belong. So I was always that kid. Like I always had family in different spots of Harlem, so I was allowed to go a lot of places, and that was really tough too. So it was hard to tell me I
So
couldn't go
when you're
somewhere.
being brought up in this particular area, you are brought up on to know certain things and to be very tough and to be able to, I'm not going to say fight back, but verbally fight
Yeah, I mean,
back.
I learned to be what I would call a contrarian. 'Cause I never really started fights, but if a fight was brought to me, I never backed down. So, and I always
still had
loved
to
being
stand
inside of
your
it.
own.
Yeah, you always got to stay in your ground, so to
But
speak.
that's in any place. I don't care where you live. You
Yeah.
can live in
That's
you
why
know,
if you grow up there, you can go anywhere.
You
So,
go.
I mean, it helped me. It always helped. That also helped my creativity because I always had to stand up for myself, no matter where I went. And growing up, I've lived
You've
in different
maintained
states.
that.
Yeah, I've definitely maintained that. I've lived in different states. I lived in
So do
Detroit,
you
Chicago.
think
So
your upbringing and what you kind of went through gave you that power and gave you that strength because you kind of knew it all?
yeah,
And
well,
so
I
when
don't
you
know.
went, so when you went out there, you were expecting whatever would happen.
Whatever
would
comes,
happen.
I was ready for
You were
it.
ready for it. Yes, I think that made you probably more alert.
Oh yeah, I mean that helps my music because I was always aware of my surroundings, the people I was introduced to, who I introduced myself to. I mean, my reactions, all the information I was intaking. So that's how my music is today. Like, it makes you, I want people to be aware all the time.
So, but people would never know, you know, with all this knowledge you have, they wouldn't know it. It would only probably come up, it only comes up when you needed it.
Because I mean, there were certain things, I mean, I grew up as a musician. So there's certain things you couldn't like really like express to everybody. Like I play trumpet and violin, but you can't go outside in Harlem and be like, oh yeah, I play violin. Like, where are you going with that? You know, like everybody else plays basketball and plays football or something like that, but I'm different.
I never thought of it that way, but yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean,
like, you know, why weren't you in the basketball game and why weren't you doing sports rather than...
Yeah, my mom let me practice my trumpet, something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I was always involved in fights and everything else, but at the same time, I had those parents and my mother, like, where it was like, all right, you still got to learn instruments, you still got to learn your history, you still got to know about Marcus Garvey and these things. You can go outside and get into whatever you get into, but this is where it happens first. Yes. And you got to get that knowledge, and so that was a mixture of just my upbringing and just being around people.
So was your mother pretty strict, or was your mother kind of lenient as to knowing what was going on around you?
It was both. My mother was, God rest her soul, but she, growing up, she was very strict, but she was such a hard worker. She was going to school at the same time before she became an ADA in law. So it was like, you know, you got to do this for homework, you got to clean this before you go outside. But then she had to go to work or school or something, and I was like, all right, I went with my brother, he's 9 years older than me, I'm going out.
I'm going out with my brother because I'm tagging along there.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, I got to do my schoolwork and get everything done, but then I'm going outside to get in some trouble whenever I get in the mix. So
see, I love to find out, and finding out about Harlem. Harlem is such a prominent place in this world. Everybody wants to go and see Harlem. Everybody wants to see what's going on.
We are definitely the mecca in the history of like, I mean, when it comes to style, when it comes to just bravado and just being around and just learning about others and others learning about us, Harlem was definitely the mecca for that. And I was very, I appreciate
very aware of it.
Yeah, I appreciate so much that that's where I'm from, and that's where I was able to be from 125th.
But also, you were from there, you came out of there, and you've made something of yourself. So what we're saying here is that, you know, you're not always stuck in wherever you're stuck in.
Oh, not at all.
Believe me, this happens to also very, very wealthy people in a very wealthy area, to the children there, because they're not allowed to go here, there, or anywhere. And so they have the same thing. Although they have the money, you don't have the money. Two totally different upbringings, but they're actually the same.
Yeah, you have those same issues.
You still got to go out in the world.
Yeah, because, I mean, you'll still have those friends that are stuck doing these things. I mean, you may be in a rich area and all your friends play water polo or whatever, but sometimes you want to do things different.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to write, you want to paint, but nobody knows you have these talents because in the area you're in, it's very narrow-minded.
Yeah, you have to
break
be
out.
a lawyer, a doctor, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be yourself, and so learning that about yourself and learning about your area, you got to figure out how you can leave and how you can get out of there, and then, you know, show the world who you are. So I mean, it goes and works on both sides of the fence, and I'm
absolutely does, because I left home when I was 16, so I know exactly how it is. Because I did not want to live this particular life that they were all in, and I just decided that I was going to. But I didn't have an education. I didn't know how to play a piano. I didn't know how to do anything actually, and I just left home and I worked it myself.
Yeah, you
so I've written my own book and I've done my own thing, and I know how it is. Now you're going to do a little rap for me. Do we have a rapping tool?
Oh, we do have a rapping.
There's a rapping, and it works.
Let me see if I can rap something for you. Let me see. I'm stronger than the cancer that they said I was given. Tougher than the mother, you can almost say that's a given. And I be talking just like you, but I hate living in prison. You trying to pull a Dame Dash when your ass Michael Bivins. See, with my daughter, where's my daughter? Because it could all be gone in an instance. Hugs and kisses. I said it could all be gone in an instance. I need a visit, so that's just put me back in position. Like, you know, well, that's just basically my rap.
Basically you're rapping. But you like to sing R&B
Well,
as
yeah,
well.
I like to talk about, you know, the things I go through and, you know, my issues and how they relate to others and whatnot, so they can grow up for themselves, because I'm growing up in this world and in this life myself, too.
Okay, so a message out there to the younger generation. What do?
Be yourself, and no matter what, you know, just prosper and live positive, think positive, and be positive, and spread it.
and do what you want to do. There's nothing
That's
to
it.
stop you from doing what you want to do but yourself. So if there's something out there, take that brick wall down and march
You have
forward,
to.
because there's room for every single person with every single talent in this world out there.
That's
Believe
right.
me, I know it. I know what it is. I know how it is, and I was with the younger generation for 16 years with my other show, Voices of Tomorrow, and I know exactly what it's like with the younger generation, but you just go out there and do it. You did it.
Absolutely, everybody can do it.
Everybody can do it. Thank you
That's
for
right.
being on the show. We'll be right
Thank
back.
you.
Vegas Live with Ninon.